Scott Boras was at the head table, as I told you. And of course, the media had questions for him. And what do you think they were asking him about? Not about Blake Snell. No, that's done. On to the next. They're asking about Juan Soto. The Juan Soto rumors have been spectacular. I was thinking a year ago when Ohtani had not yet signed with the Dodgers, and we were doing this show, Coca. I don't know what episode it was, but probably 250 episodes ago. And we were all following this private jet, do you remember, that was flying from LA to Toronto? And the rumor was that Ohtani was on the plane. He was going to land in Toronto and be announced as a Blue Jay. And I went on the Blair and Barker show right after that, and we were sort of laughing about the insanity of that rumor mill and how it just lathered up the fan bases and actually led to great disappointment. There are 5 fan bases lathered up right now: the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Mets. To you Phillies fans out there, I told you the money that John Middleton raised by selling his shares in the team was not for Juan Soto. It was to pay down their debt that they've accrued by all the payrolls they've had that they can't afford. Yet there's still players going on podcasts every day. Every team makes money. I'm not sure that's how it works. Scott Boras, there's a lot of profitability in streaming. That's why these players are getting paid so much. Scott, you know for a fact, because the union knows for a fact, that there is no profit right now in the streaming services for the teams locally, that they're making fewer dollars other than the Dodgers. Every other team is making fewer dollars with their broadcasts than they projected to make this year. Every one of them, 29 of them. But Boras tells you it's profitable, therefore it's profitable, because that plays into the head of all the fans who assume that all the billionaires are just making money hand over fist. But I digress. The 5 teams in on Soto, not the Phillies. So rumors have come out almost every day. Red Sox ready to announce signing of Juan Soto because they're back, baby. The Red Sox owners have decided to again fish in the deep water market for big-time free agents, getting a sidekick for Rafi Devers, once again being a serious player in the American League East. Hi, my name is David. I live in Toronto, and we are serious this time. We're not going to come in second place when that private jet takes off. It's going to have Juan in it, not out of it. We're going to match him with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and we're going to show that we've got a team. We are Rogers. Hi, my name is David. I'm with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I think that we're just going to lay in waiting. That's what the Dodgers like to say. We're just there to make offers if things fall apart. We'll offer him $70 million a year for 4 years. Hey, you want a little pillow deal? Come play a year for us. We're good. They tried that with Bryce Harper before John Middleton stood up and said, Bryce, I'll give you 13. I'll give you 300 plus. And then, by the way, when we almost win the World Series, I'll tell you you're underpaid. And then I'll say, just kidding, when we don't advance the next few years. If you know, you know. Come on. You know in Philly. So the Dodgers are saying, oh, we're in it. We're in it. Can you imagine putting Soto in the lineup? How about the Yankees? Come on, New York. Soto wants to stay in New York. That's the rumor we heard. He's got to stay in New York. He doesn't want to move. He loved the pinstripes. He loved having Judge with him in the lineup. FYI, inside the Yankees clubhouse, you think it's by accident that there's no Aaron Judge who's working to sign Juan Soto? I'm just curious. Does anyone think that? Does anyone want to go back and try to understand what happened in San Diego when Soto was there? Is anyone willing to have this conversation? Apparently not. Aaron Judge, one of the best guys you will find off and on the field, captain of the team. Strange. Hey, I'll just let him do what he wants. He should have the freedom to choose. That's not really what happens. Players talk to each other all the time. They're speaking to players of their friends on other teams, other organizations. Tell me about that guy, Samson, in Miami. What do you think, Cody? Come on. He's the greatest. Yankees. The reason why they can't sign Juan Soto is depending on what the deferrals are. They simply do not have the capacity to, even though Giancarlo Stanton is coming off their books. His pay, because the Marlins start paying Stanton's contract the season after next, Stanton becomes a $5 million player. So there's a scenario where Soto's money, although way more, will just take over for Stanton's money. That's possible. What about the Mets? Rumors are that the announcement's coming. Steve Cohen will not let Juan Soto leave the room. Remember that one? Steve Cohen was going to have Juan Soto sign right after the first meeting in California because Juan Soto went to his house. 10-1, Boras just wanted to see the art collection, but I digress. Whether or not the meeting is at someone's house or in someone's shoe or in a hotel lobby or in a room that you rent by the hour, it is not relevant nor directly correlated to where the player will sign. Rumors are coming out through Boras, leaks through Boras, that he is ready to make a decision, but it's not imminent, but he's going through everything. He actually said that. He literally said, when you're going through these things, he's just got a lot of information to meld through. I don't know that he meant meld, but that's okay. We've had meetings with a number of franchises. He's begun the process of eliminating teams and doing things. Juan is a very methodical thinker. I would like to present to you Juan Soto's methodical thinking. Scott, I told you to take care of all this. Just do me a favor. I would like 5 different envelopes without any logos on them. And in the envelopes, I would like each year how much money is coming to me, starting year 1. And if the deferrals go till 2046, like the Dodgers like to do, no problem. Just give me a list. Every year, how much money will I get? I want to look. Then I'll decide which of the 5 I like the best. Then when I decide which of the 5 I like the best, you then go back to that team and make sure that you get it announced and done in a way that gives you the record, Scott, because I love you, man. And you are going to be at the dais next to me, and you are going to say that we have a generational player. He says that every freaking year. News alert, generations aren't 12 months. Anyway, another digression. We have a generational player. We have set the record. Sorry, Nez, it ain't Ohtani anymore. That's exactly how this plays out. And for those of you that think that it's happening right now, I've said it to you once. I will say it to you again. There is 0 chance that Juan Soto signs before the winter meetings. The winter meeting starts Sunday the 8th. If you think that Scott Boras will not have Juan Soto unsigned when he does his media availability, when he sets up his own press conference at the winter meetings in Dallas, then you don't know Scott Boras. I will bet you $1 to a donut. All of you, any of you, come at me that Juan Soto doesn't sign before Sunday, because that would take away one of the great pleasures of Scott's life. Attention. And yeah, Corbin Burns and Max Fried, they're out there. Bregman. Not nearly the attention that Juan Soto gives him. However, I do think that you will see a leak of a decision during the winter meetings. You will then see the press conference post-winter meetings because the team will want to do a press conference in the city in which he signed. They won't want to do the press conference in Dallas. MLB wants its biggest free agents to sign during the winter meetings because all the media is there. They have a press conference room already set up, and they want to announce trades and signings because they think it's good for the fans and good for the media to have a bunch of stuff happen during those few days next week. But Scott doesn't want a part of that. He wants to be in the city. He wants to be in the stadium. He wants to be at the head table with no distraction and no other news on that day. Like the Blake Snell press conference is a 4. He wants the Juan Soto press conference to be a 10. To be a 10, it's got to have its own day.